Chapter 19, 1 year anniversary, woo! Summer vaccination is over now, crying face. Apparently there's a dude called Sekira who is Akira but old or something. Let's learn his story. No, that's not who Sekira was. And he definitely wasn't old, he's just kind of like a fat dude. OMG, this fic is 1 year old and famous, which makes it like a proper story. Yes! Who's the man? Me! Sekira got out of bed and had a shave 'cause he was old. Wait, if you think, like, I don't know, this guy might be like 30 or something at least. I mean, at most, not least. Then, how old are you? Are you like 8 or something? Whatever. 'Cause he was old and had a beard, except he shaved it. Well, he doesn't have a beard anymore if he shaved it, and if he took the time to grow a beard, why would he shave it off? He looked at the poster on his wall, which was a girl and naked, except for underwear and sexy, then said, "She's not naked if she's wearing underwear. Naked would mean she's not wearing underwear." And then said, "I need to kill some dudes today," and taked out his death note. He taked it out. On a date, I guess? To kill some dudes? His newspaper wasn't working? How would he know this? You don't automatically know that your target died. I mean, I think he was also supposed to have the Shinigami eyes, but it's been a while, so I can't really remember. His newspaper wasn't working, so he didn't know who the evil dudes were. He doesn't kill evil dudes. He kills anybody who wants to die. I don't know. Who to kill, I will ask. Ask who? He just killed anybody who wants to die. He put on his snowshoes, 'cause apparently it's winter, I guess, and coat, and hat, and socks, and a jumper. Jumper? I guess this is a British person running this, maybe? His mom gave him for Christmas, not Christmas, but Christmas, the mask we have for Chris, over down by the river, living in a van. And also some pants because it was snowy. Well, I would hope you're putting pants on and not going without, anything covering the lower half. Because it was snowy and walked outside. A car vroomed past and splattered him with a puddle, so he detonated the driver who exploded. Yeah, the whole point of being Kira and killing people is you need to be subtle about it. And then his car exploded too. That'll teach you! Even though it can't possibly teach you because now you're dead and I killed you and maybe I should have left you alive so I could enjoy making your life miserable. See, Kira screamed, dancing to the dead car. Oh, dancing on the dead car. Because cars are alive. Unless you forgot like an extra R there and you're talking about Car from Knight Rider. Though technically I guess that wouldn't really be alive, that's just an artificial intelligence. But anyway, then he knew people might see and ran away in the snow going squish under his snowshoes, which were actually tennis rackets, 'cause he lost his snowy shoes in the fire. Okay, first off, I don't know if you could actually do that like they do in the cartoons. Take tennis shoes, take tennis rackets and tie them to your feet so you don't sink into the snow, because that would, the idea is that distributes your weight. I don't know if that could actually be a thing. I haven't looked into it, but clearly that's where this person got it. Also, people are going to come and look at an explosion. If you wanted to be subtle about this, don't blow the car up. Don't blow the person inside the car up. And then you can dance on their car, and I guess their corpse, all you wanted to. Also, why would you dance on the car if it's still on fire from the explosion? At least I'm assuming that's from the explosion, but I'm not sure. They were still on fire and left burns in the snow. You left burns in the snow. Then the snow would have melted. I must kill people, he screamed, getting all itsy. Why are you screaming this at the top of your lungs? People are gonna, come and find you. And even if you weren't somebody with a death note, somebody would call and report you to the cops. So shut up and keep that crap to yourself. He screamed, getting all itsy 'cause it was 9:30 and normally he killed peeps, then got a glass of coffee with a Y and some Lucky Charms. Why would you eat Lucky Charms and coffee? Drink coffee after. Ew. If I'm getting coffee, I'm gonna have chocolate pie or something. Ew. Not with my Lucky Charms. And also a shower 'cause he was stinky sometimes. Then he should have got a shower and his food and his drink before he left. He missed his bus to the city. How could he miss it if he doesn't usually go out in the mornings? And how's it his bus? So he used his death note to make another bus come and pick him up, and then the bus driver would die. How? Why? How did you even know the bus driver driving that bus? Is he a criminal? Did he want to die? How could you possibly know this? When he got there, he sat down and listened to an old guy band like Jefferson Spaceship. How is that an old guy band? Or something on his iPod. Next to him was the girl from the bus, and she was a spy for Elle, but no one knew that. No one knew it, not even Elle. So she decided on her own she's going to work for Elle, but she doesn't actually work for Elle. And what bus are you talking about? The same bus that Kira was on? The bus that the FBI agents were on? What bus? What girl? You didn't establish any of this. You're just saying crap now. Are you a nice day? No, he's a person, said the girl from the bus, taking his iPod of. Bitch, get your shit off my shit. Don't steal my crap. You ain't got no right to touch me or my stuff. Yeah, I need to ask the cops about something to do with a note. Might as well write your own name in the death note, buddy. And why would the cops tell you anything that would actually help you? You're a civilian. Then he said too much and stuck his hand over his mouth and screamed, I said nothing? Overreaction much, my friend. Okay, I guess the narrator's just agreeing with this. The girl with a bus said, so there's a new character and she happens to have her own bus for some reason. I guess she's touring the country with Harvey Feinvoice. Said, and acting like she saw nothing because she didn't see anything but a weird dude sitting in front of her. But then got out her magic phone and shouted. She didn't open it, she didn't call anybody. It's a magic phone, so she just yelled at it and shouted, Operator, get me Elle. I have a guy with a death note. Which you don't actually know. He's just acting weird. And how would you know what a death note is if you're not actually working with Elle and haven't been told this? So the operator found Elle and put him on. Because this guy wouldn't have killed you by then. This dude, Kira, how do you know he's Kira? It is actually a Kira. The whole point being called Kira for copycat. He has a death note and someone told me a car exploded and he was there dancing with a death note. Which I already told this guy was a bad idea, but he did it anyway. It could be a coincidence. Elle said back, munching on pixie sticks. These things happen all the time. She somehow knows about death notes. She somehow knows magically that this guy is Kira. What about this is a coincidence that happens all the time? I don't understand. Okay, because apparently Elle doesn't want to do his damn job and doesn't give a shit about somebody who can magically call an operator who can connect her to L somehow. Then Sekira got the bus offs. Oh. So he was having that kind of relationship with this girl's bus. I see. Well, that was very kind of him to get the bus off before he made it explode, 'cause of the Death Note. Sekira ran through downtown and saw a dude wearing a cool hat and Death Noted him because he wanted the cool hat for himself because it was like a sombrero. Is that how you spell sombrero? Sombrero. I think that's sombrero. With feathers and a machine gun? Nobody is going to wear a hat like that. Also, how big? This must not be a real machine gun if it can fit on a hat. And why would you put feathers in a sombrero? I guess because it's a sombrero. Why couldn't you just steal this guy's hat? Why do you have to kill him? How are you able to kill all these people if we haven't established you have the Shinigami eyes? Sure, you have them in the actual story of Death Note, but does the author acknowledge that you have them here? Apparently not. He found the shop that the cops ran and went in. Cops don't run a shop unless they're undercover for something. Hello End. I've never seen that as a greeting before. Hello End. Welcome to the precinct. They wouldn't say precinct, and it's not a shop. You don't go purchase goods or anything from there. Said the desk lady. Author's note. From chapter 4, I think. I don't remember, lol. We don't know where this is taking place. And if you don't remember, and you're not gonna bother rereading what you've already written to remind yourself of the things you've covered thus far, what am I even trying? I'm just gonna hurt myself and have to go to the hospital. Smiling like mad, 'cause she just sexed Naomi, who she didn't sex, because Naomi was with L. No, she was with Dark. Yeah, she was with Dark. And who you sexed with was Takeda, who Dark killed. Hello, said Sekira. We're not gonna actually give him a name. Said, trying not to be a creepy dude and failing. Because saying hello is being totally creepy. I need to know some evil people. Why? It's for a school project. You look too old to be a schooly dude. Because he couldn't be in college or something? You know, people in their 60s, their 80s, go to college to get degrees and things. Sometimes just to say they got a degree. Because they want to do something with their time and actually feel awesome. That's because I am. Which one are we agreeing to? That you look like an old dude, or that you're leading a schooly life, which isn't a word, but okay. I guess either or, because this lady's going to agree with him. Okay, here's some evil dudes. She read the list out. Hold on, let me get my notebook out so I don't forget. He pulled out the Death Note, but put his finger over the word death so no one would know. That's not how that works. Also, I don't think his note says Death Note. I think it says Death Note in Shinigami lettering, which, how could anybody read that with the exception of Shinigami? Also, where is his Shinigami? We haven't talked about his Shinigami yet. He writ a dude's name down, and he died in jail in front of them. What? You wouldn't be where the prisoners are, and she's reading the list to you. You don't know what they look like, so you can't kill them unless you want to go home and look them up and then kill them by rewriting their names. WTF! Screamed Desk Lady. The cop with an afro came out and said, which I guess is Azawa. WTF also, because that's how you say, no, what the fuck. That had nothing to do with me, said Sekira, and they believed him because he was a good liar, and he threatened to Death Note them if they didn't. Okay, if you threaten to kill them if they don't believe that you're not Sekira, I don't think That is not you being a good liar if you threaten to kill them for talking about the fact that you're Sekira. Why not just go ahead and kill them and run away? So he was happy, and dudes were dying, and the bus was on fire after you got it off, and he had a good hat, and it was a happy day in Light City. We don't know what city that is, with the exception of New York. But it's somewhere where Light lives, so I guess somewhere in Japan. But the disc lady was walking down the street in the snow when a girl on fire jumped out and screamed at her and scarred her. Well, that was rude. Who are you? A lot of quotation marks. She screamed, taking off her hat. Why would she be wearing a hat? And why would I be saying this if she was on fire and then scarred me? I am the girl from the bus, the girl from the bus replied, also getting naked. She's not, the desk lady isn't getting naked. She took off her hat. And wouldn't you already not only be dead and roasted like a chicken, but wouldn't the fire have burnt your clothes off? What do you want? The desk lady asked and got off her dress to show a gold one piece made of silk and gold. For swimming in the snow? I know that see Kira dude is Kira. Because, it's not obvious from him being called Sekira, which I shouldn't know this, and nobody should know this. The girl from the bus screamed as they started to sex. Because I totally knew that was screaming from just looking at the text. And why would they be having sex if you're on fire? And you smell like chicken. I'd like some chicken. I'm hungry. Now you mention it, he did seem suspicious. He threatened to kill you if you didn't believe he was a good liar. And some dudes did when he writ in a book like The Real Kira. How would anybody know this? Nobody knows about the Death Notes except for the people. Like a very small group of people. Not everybody knows about Death Notes. Disc Lady replied, getting happy. But L won't believe me because he's a dumbass. L has dead, Disc Lady screamed as they stopped to sex. They stopped to sex? They were already having sex, I think. Then who did I phone? Meanwhile, in Dark's house, an evil dude was holding a phone. He was listening to Disc Lady and the girl from the bus sexing, and was real happy for them and let them finish. Get it? Yes, I get it, you're a pervert. Blasted confoundations, he roared in a manner that was British. Wait, Watari? If Watari answered the phone, then why would he... Well, I mean, it would make sense that he would be like, don't worry about it, but... well, not Watari, I'm suddenly thinking about Dark now. Like, if Dark answered, that would kind of make sense. But Watari's the one who usually sprouts these dumb phrases. But I guess if we wanted to say he's an old pervert, he'd be listening in on lesbians having sex. Blasted confoundations, he roared in a manner that was British. That sod sandwich and her sodding disc lady have figged it out. Who's saying this? It's Dark's house, so I assume Dark, but he's talking like Watari. The mystery dude got up and had the other mystery dude, who a magnificent bastard, a cup of tea cause he was British, and the other dude spat in his face cause he was American and didn't drink Britishy drinks except for sometimes shandy. Author's note, it's a Britishy drink which my mate, author's note, British for friend, Tyler got me when he went to London on vacation, which is like beer and lemonade, and it's alcoholic, but you can drink it under 21, which makes it for me, no. I'm pretty sure that, granted, I do not know, but I believe the drinking age limit in England is 18. Also, just because the drinking age in England is 18, and thus it's a drink from England, where they can drink at 18, does not mean it automatically means you can drink it at 18. That being said, if you went over there in which you would be allowed to drink at 18, you still could not drink it unless you're 18. So it does not matter that it's under 21. That's not how anything works. Which makes it for me, and I drink it all the time now. All the time now. So, what you're telling me is that you're somewhere under 18 and thus a lush. Can you be? No, I think that's the wrong term to use. Anyway, you're alcoholic. We'll go with that. Also, they have newspapers with nickety ladies in, and he got me one, and I read it every night. I wish I was British now, except for the teeth. You don't know anything about England, do you? Or, assuming since your friend went over there, you do, but you're just going with stereotypes. Also, if your friend is able to go on vacation over there, and he's able to buy alcohol, unless he's got a bad parent buying this crap for him, that this would tell me definitely trollfic, without question. Well, that is tough, mystery dude, because that's what I would say to my companion, because I know somehow I'm in the story, so he's a mystery dude. I am the new L now, and there's nothing they can do it about it, so there. So there's nothing they can do it about it, because that makes sense. Then he put on his sneakers and a fluffy hat and snow goggles and ran out to the downtown to meet them. Meet who? Meet who? Who are we meeting? And when did we ever say we had to go somewhere to meet somebody? Whatever. Hi girls, I'm Elle, the mystery dude said, and they had a threesome. Right in the middle of downtown, I guess. When they were done, he ran to them. Okay, he ran to the girl that was on fire and the dead police lady. Okay. Needed to explain this better, but I figured it out. When they were done, the desk lady said, "You are much better at sexting than the last L, because you would know what L actually looked like, even though that was the whole thing. Nobody knew what L looked like. Tell me your name, mysterious stranger," desk lady asked sexy. He just said he was L. That's good enough. I mean, I wouldn't really believe him, but yeah. No, because someone might death note me. No shit. You're too smart for me. Now let's catch this Sekira dude. We will, mystery dude replied, or my name isn't Dark Yagami. Yeah, even though I'm a Shinigami, and I can't be death noted. Now I'm actually referring to this crap as the fic does. Also, what was the point of not giving out my real name? Except for the fact that I just said what my real name is. Chapter 20, Sekira gets away, then doesn't. It was a sunny day in Light City, but we don't actually know what Light City is, so it's just Light City. I guess that's the name of the city, is Light City. We built this city on rock and roll. And the heat was on Sekira, and the cops were near, but not near. 'Cause he's dead, remember lol. No, I don't remember, really, because you killed him, you brought him back, you did stuff to him, he died again and somehow was alive again, magically. I don't even know what's going on in this story anymore. The snow was melty, and now a sandstorm was blowing in from the desert. So the snow isn't actually snow, it's frosting, I guess. Sekira looked at his watch, which was on his arm where he left, as in your left hand, it every day. So he never took his watch off to change watches, to clean his watch, to change the battery. He just left it on. The cops will kill me if they find this. What, your watch? He screamed, looking at his death note. No, they probably won't kill you unless you try to murder them. They'll probably arrest you, and then you'll later be convicted secretly, most likely, and quietly executed. Then a Shinigami appeared, out of nowhere. because he wouldn't have already had a Shinigami. He was not like the other Shinigami because he wore a clothes like a spaceman to breathe safe in the Shinigami world, which was full of clouds and poison. What? So he wore a space suit so he could breathe his own atmosphere in the Shinigami realm, because he can't breathe the atmosphere in the Shinigami realm, which is where he's from and native to, because it's full of clouds and poison. What sense does that make? It makes none. On the spaceman clothes was the name Teosif J. Author's note. I just hit the keyboard, but it sounded cool, so kept it. Because that's how everybody should write. Who the fricketh art thou? Oh, God, no, we're not doing this shit, are we? Yes, we are. Shit. Okay. Who the fricketh art thou? Said Teosif J, pointing at him. Oh, he took off his spacesuit helmet, and it was actually a girl inside, and it wasn't a spacesuit, but a time suit for flying in time. Why did you just contradict yourself? Why did you suddenly retcon it like a paragraph later? You can't have it one thing and then, oh, by the way, it was really this, and I guess she's not a Shinigami or something? I don't know. This is so stupid. I am Sekira because you don't have an actual name, and I'm old and I kill dudes. You're not old, and I don't think she gives two shits about how old you are, and I don't know why you would openly say I kill people, because usually that's a bad thing to introduce yourself as. He replied, getting out his throwing knife like Modern Warfare and throwing it at a cop car nearby, which exploded, because that's what happens when you throw knives at cop cars. I have talked about needing to be subtle when you are a serial killer. I'm not gonna get into better criminal theology because I don't want you to go and do crazy shit. Just think rationally why this does not work. Why this does not work for a serial killer. And you have your answer. I am on the run from the law because I am secretly a Kira. No shit when you introduce yourself as Sekira and say you killed dudes. Who are you? Because I openly say this to some random person I met wearing a frickin' spacesuit. It's actually a time suit. Because they're not a Shinigami, I guess. They're from somewhere else in time. I don't know. I art Teosef J. I art Shakespeare's Shinigami? I'm not really sure about this. And why would Shakespeare have a Shinigami? He was a writer. He wrote plays. I don't understand this. WTFFFFFFF, he spat. Why would he spat this? And his dentures came out. He's not that old, guys. He's not that old. His dentures came out and went splatty on the road. How could he even talk properly after he spit his dentures out and they hit the road? They'd probably break. Having lived with somebody for years who used dentures, I would know how to take care of them. Shakespeare had a Shinigami? For some reason? Yes, because he art the guy whom really killeth Romeo and Juliet. No, he wrote a play. It was a tragedy, which is kind of his thing, usually when we read this crap in school. OMG, such a boring story. We have to read it in English class right now, and so boring. The movie boring too, but naked Juliet is there and some dudes get stabbed. Shakespeare is classic. Shakespeare is interesting and a much more talented author than you. Burn in a fire. I will agree that Romeo and Juliet is not really one of my favorites, and I'm not really interested in it. I still read it in 9th grade, mostly because I had to, but also because much better author than you. I would whip out some Shakespeare, especially if it was Romeo and Juliet, because that would be much better to read right now than this. This actually would be much better to read than Minor Life, though. I'll give this author that. But that art not important right now. What art important? Impotent. What art important? Impotent is he senteth me in time to find thou and maketh thou safe. How would he know about the future? And granted, they're Shinigami, but how would a Shinigami come from the past into the future? And why would it need a spacesuit to do this? So, TOSFJ, all capitalized for some reason, magiced him to the airport, where on a plane to Japan, but he forgot his death note and had to come back for it, and L and Watari arrested him at the airport. What? Why would you drop your death note and then go back for it? Couldn't you just ask the Shinigami to do this while you're going to Japan? I mean, no, but the Shinigami are invisible to everybody with the exception of... Yeah, that's a good point. How can you see the Shinigami? You didn't touch his death note. TOSFJ, you failed me. You area disgrace to the good name of Jimmy Shakespeare. Yes, I get it. Shakespeare. Yeah, I was an English major, you know. I've heard this joke lots of times. He screamed as they put in the wagon thing. Where did they put in a wagon thing? In his body, up his ass, into his pee-pee? Where? They drove past the police station. Also, why would they have a wagon? It's in the modern age. Why aren't you taking me here? Aren't you guys the cops or something? Sorry, bro. Sorry, bro, because Elle would say that. Sorry, bro, Elle said, but it was a name. What? What? Sorry, bro, Elle said, but it was a name. Whatever that means. See, Kira's not his real bro. And besides, it's Dark, not Elle, really, and Dark's bro is light. Who isn't in this chapter yet, but will be if I remember, which I won't because I usually forget and sometimes remember. Keep author thoughts to yourself. Author thoughts go before the story starts or after the story starts. When you're doing something that's multi-chaptered, it goes before the chapter starts or after the chapter starts. Never during the story. It makes your reader lose interest. It takes them out of the story. It totally ruins anything you were trying to go for. Don't insert your own thoughts into a story. While you're writing, it's okay to make notes to yourself. But you take those notes out once you're going to publish it. Right? Really. So if you want to put light in the story, you would remember to put light in the story. If you don't want to put light in the story, you would remember not to put light in the story. I mean, you put night into the story and then you're like, well, I didn't really like writing her. Then you shouldn't have put her in the story. And if you were okay with it at the time, then just don't come back to her. Just pretend she didn't exist. And then go back and edit those chapters later so that she didn't show up. And put a author's note before the story starts and saying, for those who read this before, there used to be a character called Night Yagami. I didn't like her as much as I thought I would when I, created her and put her in the story, so I took her out, and I changed some things. So, sorry if you were wondering what happened to her, but yeah, she doesn't exist anymore. That's all you have to fucking do. I don't need you to explain shit to me, that's obvious. And if you have that short of attention span, it must be that of a goldfish. Were, W-E-R-E, not the cops. Were, W-E-R-E, like the eviler cops. The eviler cops? The eviler cops who work for a hotel for some reason? Why are you explaining this at all to him? You don't have to explain jack. He doesn't need to know anything. And whatever. And also, why would Dark go and arrest this Sekira guy? Because if Dark was smart, he'd arrest this guy and kill him because he's a complete dumbass that doesn't know how to be subtle and keep his mouth shut. They went to the hotel and didn't crash on the way. They went into their room and a guy was there with 2 shotguns. Okay, just kill a dude with the death note. You don't need to shoot him to death. Okay, you fucking Vickers. Who is not a nice dude? Okay. Send the mystery dude with 2 shotguns. Okay. I don't know why he'd have 2 of them. It'd be really hard to hold and aim accurately. Not to mention knockback, but okay. And no mustache because he shaved it off as a disguise. So it's Soichiro or Watari. Okay, so it's Soichiro. Also, if Dark is masquerading around as L, wouldn't he be able to tell that his son is there? Wouldn't he be able to know this? Or is he blind? But if he's blind, how can he see people come into the room? You killed my son Dark, and now you must die. He pulled both shotguns because he wasn't already holding them, so I guess he just pulled them. And some shots came out and shot L in the back on the neck. He died, and then took his mask off. Since when was Dark wearing a mask? Since when would Soichiro not know the profile of Dark? Know what Dark would look like even with a mask on? He's the twin of Light, and Soichiro has been around Light since Light was a kid. A little baby. Why am I thinking so hard? Oh my! Soichiro screamed like a sad dude. But he wasn't really sad, but he had to make sure he acted like he was sad. As he looked at his son, who he just shot thinking it was another dude, when actually it wasn't, and it was his own son who was killed by the dude he was pretending to be, and Soichiro had shot him, thinking he was that dude, when in fact he wasn't that dude at all, and then it was all a case of mistaked destiny, destiny by Soichiro, and also Watari played a part because he was evil and twisty and British and all that jazz. I'm having flashbacks to my inner life. I hate this story for making me think of my inner life. Again, Soichiro would be familiar with Dark, because Dark is the twin of Light. Granted, we haven't said if they're fraternal twins or maternal twins, which, one would be identical and the other would not. But he would be similar enough to Light that Soichiro would know, even with a mask on. Plus, he's worked with the actual L, so he would know the difference between some dude in a mask and L. He would know. Also, why would Watari... Well, granted, he's loyal to L, so I guess that part makes sense. I have killed my one true son, because it's not like I have another son called Light. I guess he's not really my son. I adopted him or something, even though somehow him and Dark are twins, but whatever. Now who will I take to soccer practice? You never took him to soccer practice. He actually grew up in an orphanage because you didn't want him for some reason. I don't remember if it was stated or not, and I don't care. My dear, as in, the animal, my dear father. Well, I guess this makes sense, sort of. Soichiro's actually a deer, though if what? I'm not even going to try because I'm just going to hurt myself more. You are bestest dad a dude could have. You gave me up for adoption. I grew up in an orphanage and I didn't really know you with the exception of you trying to fight and kill me with a guy named L who apparently became the boyfriend of my brother who kind of stopped giving a shit about my brother and had sex with my sister who was actually my clone somehow, because clones will change gender on you. Then Dark coughs some blood and sticky stuff out. Actually, that is not true cause you shot me, and a good dad would, as a piece of wood, not shoot his own son. Well, he didn't shoot his own son, he shot his son. There's a difference there. But then again, you thought you were revenging me, so it actually works out okay in the end. Not really. Also, did we forget that you're a Shinigami? You can't die. You can't be shot at and die. You only die if you save a human or you run out of years and don't run another human's name down to save, to keep your life going. See, Kira got forgotten about and he won't turn up again in this chat cause he's not as impotent as Dark, and also he's old and jailed now. No, they didn't take him to jail, so he can't be in jail. He's watching all of this happen right now, and I didn't really need to know that he is as impotent as Dark is. Which is surprising because Dark had sex with a shit ton of Shinigami women on top of his own family. But okay. Also, Dark can't die. He's a Shinigami. I've explained this. Plus, he is already dead to start with, which is how he became a Shinigami. At Dark's funeral, everyone in the world was watching on TV, even peeps who didn't have TV because they were just that sad. Not everyone in the world is going to give a shit about some random dude death. Also, people with TV aren't going to be able to watch this because they don't have a TV. It doesn't matter how sad they are. If they don't have a TV, then they can't watch it. Every Kleenex company in the world was sold out. There's only one Kleenex company. There are many tissue companies, but there's only one Kleenex company. In the world was sold out, I'm sure they were, and peeps were crying so much that it kept raining with all the water. That is not how rain works, and that's not how people work, and everybody deals with grief differently. Some people probably didn't give two shits about this dumbass we're showing on TV for some reason. The sad clouds made it sadder, and people cried more until there was hurricanes and flooding and ducks everywhere stealing people's bread. That is not a thing that can happen. People crying together do not create hurricanes. Do you not understand how weather systems work? That was something I had to learn in middle school. We learned meteorology. At least the basics of it. Shakespeare. Yes, I once again, I was an English major. I get this joke. It's called wordplay. And why would he be there? He was with Kira. Shakespeare, there we go, was doing a speech because he time traveled to the future to be there. Yes, we know this if we've read the earlier part of the chapter. For more info how time travel works in the Dark Yagami universe, check out The God of Time with No Name, or that chapter there where Matt dies. I don't remember which it was, and I don't want to look it now cause it not impotent. This is just and I don't work hard on them except this one, I guess, cause it's long and I have to hold down the shift button to write it, which means I can only type with one finger and it takes twice as long. then stop typing in all caps. Also, do you not know that there's a caps lock button? Also, in the chapter where Matt dies, you mean in Death Note or you mean in your story? Because there was no Shinigami there, and there was no time traveling there. In either case, it was a God speech. Well, yeah, he's a Shinigami. It was a God speech, not one of his lame ones like when people die in Romeo and Juliet. You don't know anything about what you're reading. You don't know anything about writing. And you're just dissing an author that's better than you. Because you ain't got the common sense to know why you're learning about this crap. When people die in Romeo and Juliet, when they die and rant about stars and stupid stuff. It's called poetry. It's called equating people to those things because that's how grand your sorrow for them is. Or were you hit by the stupid tree and are too dumb to figure this shit out or ask your teacher? Because when we were studying it, our teacher explained what this meant in plain terms. Or get the Cliff Notes version. And forsooth Dark art the bestest dude. Even though he art sometimes rude, he hadeth a pet fish called Rexing. No, he didn't. And really loveth the sexing. Well, that's true. He hadeth all the looks and smarts. Well, not really. He will liveth for ever in our hearts. So we're back to deer again. Except he art dead, so he won't. Wow, this was a really moving, touching, poetic speech about a guy that died and that he really cared about. Can't you feel the love tonight? As I know I can. So much better than equating somebody to stars and that their star has went out and how sad that is and that we can never have them back, but we only have memories of them now, and while that is nice, it's not ever really going to be them anymore, and it only comforts so much that we only have the memories of this person instead of this person and how much of a great loss it is. I feel it here in my heart, right in my deer chest, except that he's dead, so he won't. Sutro was next and he was crying. I'm surprised he's not in jail for shooting somebody and being investigated to make sure, well, I was going to say make sure it was self-defense, but it wasn't because he went with the intention of killing a dude, which is a crime. And him being a police chief, yeah, this would kind of be a big deal. Then Naomi came out. Get it? Yes, because that's what I want, the kind of joke I want to make during somebody's funeral. Then Naomi came out, get it? Smiling winky face, with the life note she stealed from the real Elle and brought Dark back. Then why are we having a funeral if she's just going to write his name in the life note? Also, he's a Shinigami. How does this work? Did we forget he was a Shinigami? Did we decide we wanted to retcon that too? What the crap? Light, see, I remembered, was happy and hugged and kissed him a bit, but only in a not gay way. You are aware that you can kiss somebody and it's not gay or stray or anything, because usually kissing somebody is either a greeting in some countries or means that you love somebody, and it doesn't have to be for sexual reasons. So is there anything left to do? Light asked him, and also me, 'cause I'm stuck. Loads, Dark replied, giving his bro a noogie. A nookie. Why would you do that? Noogies don't feel good. In fact, they suck. First, we need to find Sekira. I don't know why, when you was taking him to a hotel room for some reason that we didn't specify, and then we just took him to the police and put him in jail. So you know where he is. Chapter 21. 'Twas the night, N-I-T-E, before Death Mass. Da, 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 da. Don't ask me what that was. I have no idea. Christy, I know. As in negative. You, as in the letter. Read this. So why you blocketed me on MSN. Sorry for the mean things. And also want to see 2012? The movie, I guess. Also, this is a special thing I write for Xmas. Because we can't say Christmas. And why did you block me on MSN? Well, I guess it's for the mean things that you did, or you said, or you hinted at. It's not that hard to think about. Or figure out, is what I mean. Dirk needed a haircut, so he got one. Okay. On the way back, he saw Near. We're not gonna... I was gonna say we're not gonna do a he's near joke. I guess we're going to actually avoid that. Hello, Near said. He was all poor now, and his hair was messy with smoke 'cause he had to jump in chimneys for his job now to make money for the kiddies. How? You went 4 days into the past. I doubt it has been years enough for him to be kicked out of the orphanage. Whatever. And why couldn't he make it as a detective, considering, well, yeah, it's Near. Anyway, and why would he just be randomly jumping into chimneys? Is he supposed to be a chimney sweep? Is he supposed to be pretending to be Santa Claus? He'd be too young and skinny to be Santa. Also not tall enough. Ow. Dark punched him in the face and walked away. Well, that wasn't very nice, considering he said hello to you after all the crazy crap you did to him. I hate that Ficker. Again, he just said hi to you, so not a proportional response. He swore something was on the ground and it looked like a Xmas card. Because again, I can't say Christmas. Maybe because Christ is in it. I don't know. Card so dark picked... Wait. Okay, I totally read that wrong. Again, this is why you don't name your kids after inanimate objects. It looked like a Xmas card so dark. Picked it up because he fogged there would be like a $20 bill in it or something. If there was, it probably blown away before the card did. On top of it, who's to say somebody didn't take the money that may have been in the card and toss the card away? Whatever. In it or something, maybe not money, but something that else that is as useful as money. Whatever. But it wasn't a card. It wasn't a card at all, but a sick note. I swear to God, if this is either gross or awful, I'm just skipping over this entire chapter. I swear to God, I am not reading anything with my do nots in it. Fuck the story if it's got something awful in it. It wasn't a card, but at all, but a sick note. And what he thought was a Xmas tree on the front was actually a sick dude being sick on some sick. I guess he threw up and then threw up again. He opened it up and writ Near in it to teach that fucker a lesson. Again, Near hasn't really done anything except exist. It is Dark being a dickbag. And then Near was near dead. Get it? But it's not a joke. This is very serious 'cause he could die. And that's not very funny even though it's Near, so I guess it isn't. So I guess it is funny after all. Not really. In fact, it's pretty poor taste. Especially since this is supposed to be a special fancy Christmas story. And he coughed. And he coughed a lot and had to use those stick things to walk. So he looked like that tiny dude from the Xmas ghosty thing. What? Are we talking about the grasshopper? When you wish upon a star, this Vic has no idea what it is. At the police. I don't know why we're going to police station, but okay. At the police. Well, not the police station. It's just, I guess, in their general direction. Can I have some, as in money, time off, dude? Why is dude capitalized? The cop with the afro said, do you not know what Azawa's name is? And why would he call the chief dude? Wouldn't he just be like, hey, boss, can I have some time off? The cop with the afro said to Soichiro, it's near Xmas, it's called Christmas, and the snow is coming, and I want to build a snow Kira and set it on fire to teach Lira, I guess, a lesson he won't soon forget. Because I'm sure Kira really, really cares and will be upset and frightened by the fact that you built a snowman that looks like him and then melted it. Sergio stroked his mustache that grew back real fast after he shaved 'cause he's so manly. No, it probably just grew really fast, but probably not that fast. That would be an interesting ideal. Okay, he said strokily, this is so wrong, and got up and punched him in the face. The afro dude, who's totally not Azawa, fell over and his afro went out like a bomb, and hair was everywhere. What? That's not how anything happens. You can't mean just like Sonic the Hedgehog running past Snively and make him lose all of his hair. That's not how it works. Too bad I am evil now because we need to make money for the cold Xmas period like good cops, and not the kind of cops that don't get their kids presents for Xmas even when they only ask for something small like Guitar Hero, because those kinds of parents are jerks. What? So you asked your parents for Guitar Hero and they didn't get it for you, so now you're mad at them. Isn't Guitar Hero like one of those millions of rhythm-based games? And that you have to buy all these shitty accessories and crap to go with it, and it ends up being more expensive than it's actually worth. Granted, I'm not sure when the story came out, but that's what it sounds like. And I'm guessing this is this guy ranting that he didn't get his game for Christmas. Though I also don't really understand what being evil has to do with... I don't understand this. Too bad I am now evil, because we need to make money for the cold Xmas period, like good cops, and not the kind of cops that don't get... Yeah, so that's entirely what that sentence, ranty sentence there is. The kid didn't get what he wanted for Christmas. Then the Afro cop, who's totally not Azawa, went out into the snow because Soichiro stole his jacket and set it on fire to heat the precinct. That's not how precincts work. They have heat and air, usually. I don't know about the more poorer ones, but I'm pretty sure they pay their electric bill. And when I say poorer, I mean much older. That night! Good night, Light's mom, he said, kissing Light's mom with his mustache. You still don't know what her name is. And who is kissing Light's mom? Soichiro? And why would he be kissing her with his mustache? He's just brushing his mustache over her lips. That doesn't really seem romantic, or something I would want to know. He went to sleep, and then Matsuda, who's supposed to be dead if I remember correctly, appeared, but there were two of him, and he was covered in chains, and it was a ghost, because L had stolen God's ghost note, and somehow... and made Matsuda alive again, but only as a ghost, and writ his name twice by mistake. Why would he do that? Author's note. A zombie note would be awesome. Maybes. I will writ one. Zombie note would not be awesome. Also, you had an everything note. I am a ghost, Soichiro, and I will bring some evil buddies of mine, and will give you a night you won't soon forget. Then he sang a song like from the movie It's the Christmas Carol film, in case you didn't work it out yet. because I'm that slow, I suppose. You're doomed, Soichiro. You're doomed for all Tim. Your future is something or other, and I don't the other words. Your future is something or other, and I don't the other words. 'Cause that's totally how that story goes. Then he vanished, and Matt appeared next as a ghost. Why does Soichiro care about Matt? Matsuda, okay, but not really. I am the ghost of Xmas past, he said, looking up from playing Modern Warfare on his PSP. I don't think that game exists on the PSP. And using the tactile nuke. We're back to the nuclear, are we? He taked out his time note, and before he knew it, he was in the past, but he forgot Soichiro was, so he had to take him with him. So how did Soichiro end up in the past with him? I'm confused. Do you remember the past? Oh, I messed that up. Do you remember the past? Which part of my past? There's a lot of things I remember. What part of my past are we focusing on? You should narrow it down some. He said, pointing at a horse and a castle. What? This is when you were just a kiddie. He had a horse and a castle when he was a kid? Are you implying he's like from the medieval medieval area? Yeah, era is what I meant. A smelly dude walked by 'cause he hadn't invented a shower yet. Yes, we are. We are doing this. Okay. Then Soichiro ran into them, but he was a kitty and didn't even have a mustache yet, but did have glasses, and that's how they knew, as in a new shiny car, it was him. So why would he run into him? And, of course, if he's a kid, he wouldn't have a mustache yet. Why are we obsessed with his mustache? Top of the morning to ye gentlemen. He screeched and gave them a candy. This is the past. How would he know that they're in the past? And that he is a thing in the past? And it really wouldn't be the past if they have a time-traveling death note. Then Light's mom came. I know Light not been born yet, but still don't know her real name, so she's now Light's past mom. Or just her younger self. If you don't know what her name is, make something up. Call her Ellie or Anne or something. I don't even care if it's Western. Just name her something instead of being like Light's mom, when it's also Lights and Dark's mom. Who art these gentlemen? Why are we speaking like this? They didn't live that far in the past. It would be impossible unless they grew up in a Renaissance fair that never ended. I don't know, baby Soichiro said. He couldn't say that if he was a baby. He had learned that Light's past mom licked written fanfic about Shakespeare. We're back to this. So he also done it, and now they were dating. So are we at a Renaissance fair? I am confused. That is very beautiful and a great boyfriend is Soichiro, Matt said, crying. Anyone should date a guy like that. He ran into a dude who told them welcome to the past, but gave adult Soichiro candy, and then Light's mom, who we haven't bothered to just give a name to, shows up and says, who are these guys? Even though she's talking like she's from medieval times. And Soichiro, who instead of being a little kid is now a baby, who can somehow talk, says, I don't know. Yes, showing how he is such a great, wonderful boyfriend. I need a man like that. Everything came back to Soichiro, and he cried for some reason, and everyone was confused. They went back to the present, and he thought it was a dream like the movie, but it wasn't, and the ghost of Xmas Presents, who was Mellow, appeared. Okay. He spat a chocolate. Wait, Did we kill Mello again? I'm not sure. He spat a chocolate on Soichiro's head to wake him up, and his mouth was like a machine gun made of chocolate and teeth. So he's not just shooting chocolate bars at him by spitting them out, but also teeth. Where did he get these teeth? Are they in the chocolate he's eating? That's kind of disturbing. And it would have really hurt Soichiro if he wasn't a ghost. If Soichiro wasn't a ghost, or because Mello's a ghost. That's not a really good distinction. He taked out a box and shook it and said, "You didn't get your own awesome son, dark hero. Damn it, I keep fucking it up. You didn't get your own awesome son, guitar hero. There, Kassie didn't fuck it up. You got him something lame instead, like books or something. You suck." So you're still bitching about Guitar Hero. Honestly, if it's a book series I like, I will take books. Insert selfish plug here. Then he went also back to the dead. So, being dead isn't a state anymore. It's just a place you go to. And the last ghost came, and this ghost was Ray Pimber. That was Pimbar, but I guess Pimber works. "I am the ghost of the future somehow," he said, and took Soichiro to look at a robot. Okay. Then Soichiro heard a singing from over the mountain. What mountain? You were at a robot. Was it next to a giant mountain? Where was this mountain and robot at? He ran there, instead of the spirit taking him, I guess, and saw a massive fireball that was black and full of bats. The ground was cracking and breaking, and some bits were lava now. Explosions came everywhere, and a tower that was a mile high exploded, and glass went everywhere and knocked down more towers. And in the middle of the fire, like a tornado or hurricane, we're not sure which one, or the swirly thing when you get out of the bath was, because we're still not sure what we're trying to relate this thing to. Night Yagami! Because somehow she still exists. "Thank you, my daughter is alive," he screamed. Which actually wasn't his daughter, she was a clone of Dark. He screamed, but then he saw what she was doing. She was singing the song to "In the World." Oh yeah, she said she had a thing like that. "OMG!" Ray screamed, dancing like a dancing man. "She is singing the song to "In the World," just like I said earlier." Ray didn't say it, but the author did, so I think the author is getting confused again about who should be speaking and where he needs to place his author notes. There was an even bigger explosion, like if you put all the fireworks in the world in a truck and then shot the gas tank, which you can't actually do, and a black hole came and it ate the world. You know, if a black hole came and ate the world, that would be pretty bad. Because, I'm not going to get into the physics of how you would die in a black hole, but anyway. And the black hole came and it ate the world, and Soichiro had to magic out just in time. Because Soichiro knows magic. And it's not like Ray Pimbar brought him there and could take him back to his proper time. "I need to save the world," he shouted, jumping out of bed, and he was naked in case he had to sex Light's mom. Some people sleep naked. People don't just get naked in case they want to have sex sometime during the night while they sleep. He ran out still naked. Why would he do that? And it was snowing, but he was too man to care. He was too man. And he gave the Afro dude his coat back, despite the fact that he set it on fire to warm the precinct, and gave Nier a turkey. Why would he give Nier a turkey? Because he felt sorry for him, and his disease was magically cured somehow, because the author decided he should do that. So Dark punched him again, for some reason, and stole his Legos, so Nier got no Xmas presents this year. despite the fact that his disease was cured by magic. I guess God decided to interfere, and he got a free turkey. Stealing his Legos would be the least of Nier's concerns, because he's not dying anymore, and he got a free turkey. So this just solidifies that Dark, yeah, I think we can say Dark is retarded. He's the special kid in the back of the class eating paste, drawing nuclears and imagine things exploding. And when he grows up, hopefully he gets a lot of therapy. At the police again, all the brainiest dudes in the world were there. L, Light, Dark, Saritra, Sairu, Nier, though we didn't like Nier, Mellow's ghost, who I'm not even sure is supposed to be dead, Naomi and Watari, and Blood was also there, but only for the buffet because no one invited him because they couldn't see him. So now we're actually acknowledging that nobody except people who have touched the Death Note or Shinigamis themselves can see a Shinigami. A little late for that. Also, Sayu and Naomi don't need to be there because they are not smart people. They are just random people. I was gonna say, not to say that Naomi isn't smart, but wow, that whole thing in both the book and the anime, I'm just like, how am I really supposed to believe this is a thing that happens and that Light is a really smart guy? But anyway, we need a plan to save the world, they all screamed at once, because they know why they've been summoned there, and even though the author hasn't stated that anybody told anybody other than Sorichiro, that Sorichiro told anybody is what I'm trying to say. But how? Maybe we should kill her? She's already dead. Oh, okay. But she's already dead. How can this be? As in the bumblebee. And you know how this can be. All L and Dark have to do is explain that they killed her, whatever. Meanwhile, in Yotsuba's tower, didn't Yotsuba die? Yotsuba was working on his computer. He was good at it and had a high score on Minesweeper. He was using paint to draw something. He printed it out. It was a life note. Then what was the lead-in that he was using paint to draw something? We don't know what, but it's something. And then next sentence is, it was a life note. So that's how you get a life note. You just write on a piece of paper that it's a life note, and then you can bring anyone back to life. Tricked you! Knight isn't dead at all! Fooled y'all! Fooled you, Owl. Please text back, Christy. Okay. Despite the fact that you said she went splat when she fell out the window, but okay. Chapter 22, Helicopter and also Sexings. So I was Googling myself and found some slow zombie dude from the TV Tropes writing a blog about my story. I know, as a negative, you are blind, dude, which is a bummer, but that's still awesome. Not texting me back. You know, negative, who you are, and that person who you are is Christy. You found some slow zombie dude from the TV Tropes writing a blog about your story. You know they're blind, but it's still awesome that they're blind. Or are you saying it's awesome that they're writing a blog about your story? And you know that person is this Christy person you're trying to get in contact with. Right now we're on the firing range, because those are things that exist in Japan, and they were shooting their rifles and their shotguns and their rockets because you could just fire rockets on a firing range and making out, because that's what you do when you're practicing how to shoot shit. They shot a bunch of cardboard dudes and not the good guys. Well, I hope you're not shooting your allies. which is good but not great, as in a great, because they were a bit slow and kept making out. Maybe they shouldn't be on a firing range, much less holding guns. You buggering sodburgers! What? Watari screamed through a bulletproof megaphone. Why would a megaphone be bulletproof? WTF are you trying to do? Get yourselves killed to bloody hell? Well, I don't know about the bloody hell part. It's pretty bland here in hell, but yeah, it does seem like they're trying to get themselves killed if they're busy making out instead of watching where other people are shooting. Though if people are competent, they shouldn't be shooting at them. They should be shooting at their targets. Saws, L said, and threw a flash and exploded. What? Where did he suddenly get a flash grenade from? Or was he wearing a trench coat and just opened it up and flashed his penis? And it exploded. Next door, Sayu, who's the queen of the gods, which I forgot about, and when they were like all meeting and talking about the end of the world and what they should do about it. Yeah, next door, Sayu was practicing her handwriting. Again, she is the queen of the Shinigami, and why would she need to practice her handwriting? As long as it's legible to you, it will kill people. As long as you know the name you are writing, and you write down that guy's name, full name, it will kill people. She didn't want to have to everything note her sis to death, or maybe further, but she had to save the world. First of all, that's not really your sister. She's a clone of your brother. And if you have the everything note, why not just write down that your sister never sings the song that destroys the world, and that she goes on with her life, living happily ever after in a way that gets her a good boyfriend. She finds a nice dude to settle down with, whatever dream it is she has, as long as it doesn't have to do with being evil or destroying the world. She has it, and she's comfortable for the rest of her life and content. You have the everything note. You can do that. That's how we solve this problem, with the exception of killing her. Where are you? What are you doing, wife? Misa said, sexy style. Because that's how a lesbian woman greets her wife. That's how a married man greets his wife. I'm writing stuff down. Obviously. Though Misa never was all that smart. Sayu said, and then writ, I sex with Misa in the everything note. Misa smiled, and, this really makes it sound very unconsensual. That Misa herself couldn't be like, hey, you want to have sex, Sayu? Yeah, okay, let's have sex. This sounds really creepy and non-con-like, and that's actually slightly disturbing. Like, you're taking Misa's free will away. And yes, I understand I'm saying this after I said, let's just entirely do all of that stuff I just said about night. Misa smiled and started to naked herself up. To naked herself up? How do you possibly do that? First she tacked off her shoe, because she's only wearing one shoe. Then she got her hat and set it on fire like a candle to sexy up the mood. That wouldn't be sexy. That's scary and disturbing. Then she got off her dress, because the dress can come, I guess, which was like that dress the lady wears in Resident Evil, but with no guns, and underneath she was wearing a Lady Gaga shirt and a boxers she borrowed from Light. If she's wearing the dress that the main character Alice wears in Resident Evil, she wouldn't be wearing a shirt and boxers underneath that. Also, why is she borrowing your brother's underwear? Why would Misa do that? Wouldn't she have her own pair of boxer shorts if she's going to wear boxers? She tacked them off, and then and then her other shoe. So she was wearing 2 shoes, but I don't know why she wouldn't take both of her shoes off at the same time. And now she was naked. Now that's kind of what happens when you take all your clothes off. I just want to say no, she wasn't wearing a bra. Saw you then take off her spy suit? Why would she be wearing that? And again, she's the queen of the Shinigami. Wouldn't she be dressed a little more fancy than that? And it was no underwear. Well, no, it's a spy suit, which I think you mean like a cat suit. Velo, 'cause she was a spy like in James Bond, and needed to sex a lot. Spies don't need to have sex. That is not part of a spy's job description. A spy steals information and either gives it to the people that employs them to be the spy, or they sell it to the highest bidder. That is a spy. Having sex is not a job requirement, though I am sure some spies have had sex with people to further their careers and get more information. But if she's the queen of the Shinigami, why does she need to have sex? Why does she need to be a spy? They got on the red silky bed in the firing range? Why is there a red silky bed in a firing range? And began to make out a lot, while also being shot at. Then they made out some more, and then they decided to sex it up, which was the whole point of getting naked, to have sex in front of everybody at the firing range who are probably shooting at you. They were sexing a lot, and it was very hot and sexy, even though I'm not actually going to describe it to you how it was hot and sexy and sensual and wonderful and all that kind of crap, because they were both nakes, and they were kissing their girly bits and whatnot. Do you not actually know how sex works? Especially lesbian sex. So we're just gonna say they were kissing girly bits, and yeah, that's how you have lesbian sex, right? So Ichiro, because you would just have sex in front of your dad, that's not disturbing. Soichiro was feeling left out cause he wasn't sexing with anyone. And he couldn't sex Light's mom. And he could sex Light's mom, but won't cause they're all old. And that's nasty and gross, and I'm not writing that sort of thing. You're not even writing the sex people have been having. The closest thing you got was Knight and Elle having sex. So there's nothing to stop you from saying, well, Soichiro went over to his wife and they had sex while these other people were having sex. And then that's all you would need to say, since you're not going into detail with it anyway. La 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 la. I said more lols than there were, but whatever. The radar went bip, bip, bip. What radar? And he looked at the screen all scaredy style. What radar is at a firing range? My God, burgering radar just sodded up a sipping hit. I don't even, that sentence, like, what was even said in that sentence? Watari exploded, so ribs and bits went everywhere, spraying tea and Britain, because he is Britain itself, all over the table. Wow, I did not know Watari was Britain itself. Wow. Some chap just used a winking life note. Well, I hope the life note was satisfied. Whereat Gramps L asked, stopping the sexy. He wasn't having sex. Well, he was making out with Light, so. But did it say they were having sex? Whatever. It doesn't matter. It really does not matter. It's at Yotsuba's house. How would they know this, and how could they even detect this? It's at Yotsuba's house up the skyscraper. So there's a firing range in a skyscraper and it happens to be up a couple of floors from where you are? Run! Soichiro said and grabbed, but L asked Watari why would Soichiro answer. Soichiro said and grabbed a stripper and threw it at Watari, who grabbed it and grinned all evilly. They got in the giant helicopter, which was the size of a truck, and had guns and grapple guns and computers and a bathroom. No. The bits on the roof, we don't know what helicopter blades are. The bits on the roof span fast, not spun, but they span fast, and soon they were flying over the city, even though they were in a skyscraper apparently, and it was up from where they were, and people were standing up and staring at, and some of them pointed too. Well, I think they were if you're in a helicopter that's somehow the size of a truck, though we're not exactly sure what kind of truck, so it could be any size truck, I guess, that had guns and grappling guns and computers, and also is able to fit a bathroom, because you have bathrooms on helicopters. Suddenly a rocket whooshed past and left a big line trail, my friend, the word is trailed, and left a big line of smoke and a bang, it'd be more than a bang, at the end where it missed, but only the helicopter because it still hit another tower, and it was okay because no one was in the tower except for that Lelouch guy. You mean from Code Geass? More like Le Loser, am I right? That's a question, not an exclamation. And what does your feelings about Code Geass? Why am I asking this? You're the one who bitched about not getting Guitar Hero for your for Christmas, so. And everyone hates him, so it's cool, except he has a giant robot, and also I've never seen it. Then how do you know you don't like him? Or if you've never seen the series? Whatever. Dodged it! Because that's what I say when someone shoots a rocket at me. Elle screamed like a little girl, because he would scream. Well, I was going to say, well, maybe he would, but I don't really remember this, like, what he sounded like when he was freaked out about Shinigami. But anyway. But it had already exploded, and they'd dodged it, so then Elle felt a bit dumb. Why would he feel dumb for saying they dodged it? Because they did dodge it, sort of. Well, it missed them. Whatever, I'm trying to put logic into places that have none. Mikami, who came from somewhere, climbed on the roof. He climbed on the roof? On the roof? How did he climb up there? I would assume he took a flight of stairs to the roof, but apparently he climbed onto the of somebody's roof with a stripper, and looked through the telescope. He saw a slimy dude. I don't know who would be slimy, but okay. But it wasn't Yotsuba. Wait, so Mikami's helping them now? Whatever. But he shot him anyway, and the rocket stopped. He only fired one rocket at you. When did he start firing multiple rockets? They looked all over the tower for Yotsuba's house. Well, his house probably wouldn't be in a tower. It would be, a house, like any other person's house. And had to ask a postman for directions, because the postman would know. Just because he delivers your mail doesn't mean he knows everybody's exact address. He has a route, and he has your mail with your address on it. The postman could not care less whose mail it is, as long as he delivers it to the correct address. And sometimes he doesn't deliver it to the correct address, so you have to go next door and give it to your neighbor anyway, but still. And then found it, and they tried to knock on the front door, but failed cause they weren't in a helicopter. Wait, so they took that inside? they took it inside the tower and are just wandering the halls in a helicopter. How does that work? What? How does that work? Oh my god, in order for that to work, the helicopter would have to be like one of those toy helicopters that you see on TV that they want you to buy for your kids. There's no way this helicopter would be as big as a truck to fit into hallways inside a building. But failed because they were in a helicopter. Well, I think that says everything right there why you failed, because you were in a helicopter inside a building, and that's entirely impossible. So instead they got their grapple guns, like in Batman, and bombed? Bombed? I'm gonna say that's boomed. And boomed the front door down, and zipped in. Wait, how could you do that? Are you still inside the halls because you're in a helicopter? Or are you outside going in through like his window and stuff? Because his front door wouldn't lead outside if he was in a tower for some reason. Zipped in and found themselves in Yotsuba's kitchen, because his kitchen would be his front door. And they broke his baride maker to show they were serious. That doesn't show you're serious, that shows you're a jerk. You want to make some bread? Nope, that's broke now. That just makes you a douchebag. They pushed Sekira, who was in handcuffs, into the living room. I thought he was in jail, and a billion bullets splattered him, but he was wearing a suit of armor borrowed from Teosophae, and he was sage for the time being. No, that isn't how armor works, let alone Shinigami armor. When did they go pick him up from jail? And why would they kill him in Yotsuba's apartment? Why do we still think Yotsuba is one dude? Everyone else jumped out and fired all the guns at once, and Yotsuba's... I guess there's more than one Yotsuba. And Yotsuba's army? When did he have an army? You broke into this guy's house. Why? How does an army fit into his house? Army fired back like a trillion bullets. Hit everything, and a plant exploded, that poor plant. And then everything else came too, because it was really turned on, I guess. And Yotsuba and Sayu were noting everyone back to live, but Sayu was faster, and Yotsuba's... She has the everything note. Why doesn't she just solve this problem with the everything note? I've already explained this. But Sayu is faster, and Yotsuba's printer ran out of paper. Why would he need to print this? And why? I don't know. It's making my head hurt. Ran out of paper, and he kept the spares in his study, which he couldn't get to cause it was full of dead dudes and guns and dead dudes firing guns. So he has zombies firing guns. Okay. At other dead dudes, because Sayu was using her everything note to make them do it, and she's a bit of a dick. So wait, she's helping Mikami too. I mean, not Mikami. She's helping Yotsuba too, even though she's supposed to be helping her brother and his friends stop this guy. Okay. Yeah, I would say that's kind of dickish. Guns exploded everywhere, and one hit L, and he died, and the life note brought him back to life, and this happened like 20 times, cause Yotsuba was camping, and everyone hates campers. I don't think that's how that works. Then Yotsuba's arm was dead. His arm was dead. Okay, he better amputate it then, because that can kill him. And Seiichiro grabbed him by the neck and punched him in the nose 22 times to show him he was trouble, and also showed him the broken bread maker, and he cried cause he couldn't eat his tasty blood banana bread that Blood had showed him how to make one day. because he's met blood. This story, it doesn't know who its allies are. It doesn't know who its enemies are. We're just writing whatever the fuck, and we care nothing for establishing good guys versus bad guys and keeping it like that. We're just writing whatever. And it's so illogical that stab a lot of things in the eyes with pencils. Because that's also, why would a human want to eat blood banana bread? I don't think that would taste very good. You freaking fricked up my freaking who fricks. Tell me where the freaking life note is. And don't life note that freaking frick night Yagami back to freaking live, or ill break your other freaking bread maker. Ooh, so scary. And he wasn't using a life note. He was printing out a page that had life note at the top, I guess. And that's how he makes, and then you can make anything into a life note page, apparently. I was only trying to life note back my pet dog. He is called Might Yagami, and I spelled it wrong. Worgen, I'm sorry, YYY. WTF, I'm so sorry. Elgith said and hugged him, and they went to wall, as in a wall, mart, and bought him a new bread maker, and also a bunch of flowers to say so's. That doesn't help us find Night, though, Mellow's ghost said, getting all pissy and flicking his hair around pissy style. Ew! Don't remind me of pissing. Then I have flashbacks to MIL. He was really pissed because he looked like Lady Gaga, and it's true, look! I don't think he looks anything like Lady Gaga. And why would he be upset about that? No, seriously, why would he be upset by that? That's not true. I just found this map, Night Left Behind. Elle said cause he was an awesome detective dude. Yes, so awesome detective dude that he didn't mention he picked up this map that she happened to have in her house. It was a napkin with a picture of a house written on it in lipstick, and there was a car outside. What? That's not a map. That is not a map. That's a house plan. That is not a map. I know that car because she has amazing skill with drawing using lipstick and a napkin, such a detailed house plan as well as a car. Wow, she can detail a car so great with lipstick. Shuichiro bellowed like a freight train full of amps being driven by a screaming dude with a megaphone on the way to a rock concert in a really noisy place. It's mine! WTF. This is too epic for me to write more of now, and I need to sleep, and also I need to plan the epic finale, or maybe not, but probably actually this time, although I don't know, 'cause people seem to lick it. Yes, they grab their computer screens once they pull your story up, and they just constantly lick it. Also, Yotsuba was only trying to bring back his pet dog, and they instantly believe this. Why? How would anyone believe this? And then go out of your way to go get him a new bread maker and flowers. Also, the death note doesn't work on animals. I would assume all the other notes, with the exception of the anything note, also wouldn't work on animals.